This week we're featuring Ruby. Yeah, Ruby. That's what we're doing. Forgot how to do the intro. More shells under the microscope cam. Foam filler on Why'd I Buy That? 20 new jokes and content to fill the gaps in your life. Do I have to go to people heaven or can I go to cat heaven instead? While I think about that, let's start the show. All right, finally. Having a little trouble getting the video to actually show. This is a beautiful piece. A lot of cracks and chunks in it. All different layers. Wound up actually busting a lot of the pieces off and keeping them when we will look at them under the microscope cam. Welcome and thank you for coming to the show. Hope you're ready to have a wonderful week. That's what we're getting ready to do. This particular ruby, the plan is to make it into a necklace. Ooh, I was trying to break that off and it didn't work. I think I wound up having to get the hammer. I know I did the hammer a couple of times on it. I think I'm going to make this into a necklace. I'm going to put this one on a spoon, kind of like the emerald. We're going to look at it under the microscope cam here in a little bit. Motron, and we'll find out well, I can't hear any of this audio. Maybe the video doesn't have audio. That's kind of strange. 137 in the video. Let's try a video from a different recorder. Yep, has sound. That piece is coming up too. I think we're going to do that one next week. So this isn't recording the sound for us for some reason. Alright, it's just ASMR and me swearing when it doesn't do what I trying to get it to do. Sometimes the stones just do what they want. Let's see, where were we? Let me set up the microscope. Kind of looks like I'm about out of video. I'm gonna have to get with the showgram. Think I got it working though. We'll go back on the video a second. That edge is the one side, then that smooth edge there. That was actually a natural cleave edge. And I have the other side of that. We're going to look at that under the microscope cam. Right now. Here is the ruby. That's the size of it. It's good ringstone. Nice color. Bingle bingle. Look nice, you know. And this is the piece that we cleaved off of the edge of that. That is how flat the cleave plane is on the ruby structure. Actually, I think I clocked it on the other side. This little white spot here is where I inserted the metal. And that's where it drove the wedge down to pop it loose. And it basically popped loose from one of these side cleave points. I want to go deeper with this top, but I've already gone deep with it, and it just loses more chunks. So I guess I've got to leave well enough alone. It's got like this right here with the right light, like up in the picture, it catches that little sparkle. And so it kind of adds to the actual quality of the gem itself. And these are the other two shards that I got off of the particular piece Motron. I like them because they're, I mean, they're small, but they have really good color and they have a little bit of clarity to them. So flattened and polished, I think they'll make some beautiful pieces. They're beautiful already, but if you see them in real life, they're not that sparkly. They look like a mess. One of the hard things is dealing with cameras and trying to be accurate with them. Here's a piece of snowflake obsidian that I think I'm gonna shape, and I wanted to take a look at it. Don't really have much of a start. Not real big on these like dirty colored areas, because it's like it's uneven. Maybe if it was more even or flowery. The idea with an opaque stone like this is to get an uneven pattern. So that'd be kind of like if I was to cut this off and have that, evenness of pattern there. But we'll have to see what's left when I flatten down all these edges. Kind of take it down a notch. So that'll be fun. Okay. Then, two things. One, this shell. I want to get into this shell and I wanted to look at where I'm going to cut at it first. So I think I'm going to head down this line here. And then over and up this way. And I'm going to kind of cut around this piece and then kind of straight across through this like non-colory zone. And then down this way. And then we'll be able to grind at the edge of it and the back of it. Let's see if I can zoom in on this so you can see how deep the color zone goes. So it's around halfway down into the shell. It's a lot of layers. I bet if we got one of those really powerful microscopes, we could probably count the layers on it. I bet it'd take quite a while, though. Maybe we should look that up. How many layers of clam shell? How many layers clam shell? Mostly soft calcium carbonate have 3 layers. Inner nacreous layer, middle ramistic layer. Yeah, the nacre, that's the shiny stuff. I know that, but maybe like do they just redo it or does it just Oh, okay, yeah, it just renews. Just kind of renews itself as it wears down, polishes it up. And gets thicker that way. Okay, so that is our pink shell that we'll be getting into hopefully this week. The ruby, I wanted to put it on a spoon, and I have this spoon. It's like rainbowy colored. And it's not supposed to be. That's the corrosion. Or tarnish, I guess. It's not rust, it's not corrosion, it's tarnish. Because we flip it over the back side, it's still fairly silver. Not the best silver, but it's there. Got this rainbow tarnish though. And so I want to have a translucent stone. Let's see if I got something to kind of highlight that aspect of it. And it's not the best example. So rather than put the ruby on that, let's see how it would look on a gold one. I mean, the silver kind of helps the red pop out a little bit more. But I might not have any more small gold spoons. I have the brass gold spoons. And I have shiny silver. So we'll put one like that. And one like that. And then we'll put the ruby on one of them. Like that. See if I can light it better. Wait, is really fighting me. Isn't there a way to... There we go. Need to put it like inside the light box. That would probably really help. Let's see, there's our light point. Because the lighting of the microscope just makes it reflect back. It's always been a problem. I wonder if there's a way to deal with it. I'm going to have to research that a little bit. Or maybe I can, chew on it. Never really given it any thought. Okay, so that would be basically one version is just, a little silver on the top and then a silver chain to match it. The other, I was thinking a gold spoon would go well, but I've got this brass spoon, which might look good. And then a black chain or a brass chain. I don't know. I thought gold would go well with it, but all my gold spoons are too big. Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe the silver would be better. I think I'm gonna go with brass, though. Hmm. Could go with tiny brass. I'll just have the brass top on it. Yeah, it sure would be nice to have it with a piece of gold. I'm gonna have to get some more spoons. Thought I had a gold spoon, tiny gold spoon somewhere. Might have used it. Most of what they gave me are silver. Sent me. Most of what they sent me, they didn't give me anything. I bought it. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, we'll have to get another one and then look at it like next week because I can't make up my mind on that. It's like I don't know, the color would look good. I think it really would be best to have it on a gold spoon. It's a ruby, for crying out loud. So I think that is going to be the plan moving forward. Is to get a different thing to mount it on. And I paused the video, didn't I? Okay, let's resume the video. I can put those away later. Pick up after yourself, Jacob. Gotta tell myself or I won't. Actually, I will. Sometimes I organize things too much. Doesn't even make a good use of time. Speaking of uses of time, a lot of time I use is earning money. And drinking money. Basically. Yarr. So if I spend this time making money, do I spend the money spending the money? Unfortunately, yes. That didn't make sense at all. I'm thinking a lot about this foam here. Cause I mean, I like money. Why did I spend it? Because I was buying foam filler. Well, why was I buying the foam filler? Because I went to the store with the specific goal of buying the foam filler. I was buying the foam filler. Ooh, I think I'm smacking the thinger. There's the... There we go, okay. Is it showing? No. It's too dark. Narf. At least I got the pieces. I put it up next to a piece of wood, so that way when I smack it, it would hit the wood and then I could collect it. Speaking of collecting, I like collecting money. But in this instance, I didn't collect the money. I collected an item and gave them money in exchange for the item. Why did I do that? Because I have a spot in a particular person's roof that needs to be filled. And it's like where a low slope, you know, a steep roof, a not steep roof, a shallow roof, and a steeper roof, they meet, but it's in a valley, and so the old roofers, I guess, tucked it over, and there's a place where birds get in, and water can also blow up in there, and it causes problems, especially when it's a really big gully washer. And really the best way to address it is just to squeeze up some foam filler so the wind can't blow any stuff, and then we'll put a little seal down there, that way it won't, maybe I'll put some silicone down there if we need to, that way it can't get up in there. Now, that's the quickest and easiest way to do it. I'm doing some other things, but that's just one of the extra things I had to address, and I was like, I need to do something different for why I buy that. A lot of people probably buy foam filler. I mean, they sell it. They sell a lot of it. So what's going on? Why did I buy what I bought? They got that great stuff. Great stuff is the gap filler. Foam gap filler. It's like the name brandiest kind. And they've got other kinds there. They've got the GE brand in the middle. And, I don't know, they've got a couple of other brands. I didn't really look too far into it because I want a couple of things when I think of a foam filler. I want reliability, if I need it, and affordability, because I'm not going to sit there and hope to use a second part of a can. They got those ones with that silver straw on the top shelf. They're like, use it twice. No, that's not how it works, B. And the cans, they're like $5, $6, something like that. So it's not that big of a deal to just buy another one, but at the same time, it would be nice. And so they've got that pitch. Didn't sell me though. I've actually seen people use that, do it twice, and it doesn't do it twice. It was like $9 or something like that for the one on the top. I'll tell you what, the one, oh, they have one from Loctite. So the GE in the middle of the shelf, the one next to it is the Loctite brand. But the GE, it's easy. It says foam right there on it. I know what I'm getting in big letters. And then GE, I figure they're probably, you know, pretty deep into chemicals and toxic stuff. They probably know when it comes to toxic chemicals and foaming out a hole in your roof, they're probably going to know what they're doing. And here's the cool part. It's the time of year when people are buying foam filler. So instead of gouging and then putting it on sale in the middle of nowhere, they actually put it on sale now. And then they charge the regular, more higher price. You know, that makes sense in the middle of the year when they're not really manufacturing a whole lot of it. Hey, Benny, how's it going? Haven't got the chat bot up and working yet, but I do have my mouth up and flapping, so we're doing that. That's what I bought, and that's why I bought it. Is the GE one in the middle. It was on sale, and I figured it was nice and chemically. And you check it to make sure you get the price per unit, so you're actually getting a deal. Have you ever bought foam filler? And which one did you buy? And why did you buy that? And to be honest, I wouldn't mind if they had like a foam filler can that was shorter and was like the $3 or $4 version. And then they also had like a really big one that's like a 6-pack in one, but cheaper. Yeah, I'm on pretty late. But I wasn't gonna not do the show. I haven't done it for a month. So, face foam filler. Yeah, I could fill my face with some foam. We're talking about whipped cream, right? Oh yeah, I will foam until I can't. It's just coming out the mouth, and I'm like whipped creaming out the mouth, and I just start rubbing it, you know, away. But it's oily, so it's good for your skin. Whipped cream bath is probably on my bucket list. Just busy all the time with it, non-stop. I'll tell you what's been going on is this year I've had a lot of things, like maintenance related things, break. And so I spent time fixing them, and that time fixing them was not spent working. And then I had to spend the money on the parts. And since I wasn't working for the fixing, I was lower on cash, and spending the money for the parts made it even harder on cash. So then I started working more, and I had to let certain things suffer, like taekwondo and stand-up comedy and gemstone shaping, and that's all been in the interest of getting more cash. And then I had about a half a dozen very lovely, wonderful people start asking me for money, and it was everything from cat treats to car insurance, everything from phone bill to back rent. And that it's just like the world can smell a dollar. uh and on top of that, I've just spent so many years just working and working and working and not getting anywhere. So like I try to at least enjoy life a little bit, and so that's where I didn't cut out stand up entirely. Sometimes I think I want to, but then I keep writing these great jokes, right? Right? Let's see. Do I have a joke this week of any kind? I'm gonna move me there. And I do. I'll run some concepts by you. Because actually, some of these have been coming from my friends, Joe and Roxy, and they come by the show sometimes. You'll see them. Like this one here. See, Roxy was eating some food, and Joe was like, you can grab a plate, babe. And she's like, no, I'm on a diet. He's like, well, what does that have to do with it? And she's like, well, you can diet without dieting. There's certain ways to do it. Like if you don't use a plate, it doesn't count. Or if you eat it while you're standing up, it doesn't count. Or if no one sees you eat it, it doesn't count. Or if you don't eat the whole thing, then it doesn't count. And it really is about the weight of the food as well. That's what Joe said. The weight of the food. So a bag of chips is lighter than the weight of an apple. So if you eat just the bag of chips instead of the apple, then you'll be better off that way. Benny, I always look at playground equipment to see if there's anything new to play on. I mean, they got the old-fashioned slide, and they got the swing on them bars, and they got that you can climb up the ladder thing, the rope ladder, then they got the wood ladder. They got bridges and stuff. Bridges are always fun. The rope bridges, swingy bridges, all kinds of bridges. Spirally slides. That's unique, especially when they got ones that are extra tall. But it's the unique things that I go for. And I guess there's really no joke in there, but it's like there's this one that I have in mind, this one playground from when I was a teenager, and we used to go there and hang out. And it has like this barrel roundy thing. It's like a house shape, and in the middle you can see through it. It's a big old barrel, and you go in there and you stand and it spins. It's freaking awesome. But there was supposed to be a joke. Speaking of jokes, I breathe dust all day at work. End of joke. Next joke. I breathe dust all day at work. Has it been long enough now that I can buy face masks without looking like I repost a lot, a political activist, or someone who's been blocked a lot on Facebook? Let's see. Do single hump camels get jealous when double hump camels pull up next to them at the stoplight? That joke doesn't even make sense. It's a car joke, I guess. Let's see. I can't dance. I'm a fighter, not a lover. I would rather eat half a watermelon than half a donut. As soon as I buy the donut, the depression seeps in. And then I have to eat the donut just to make up for the depression of buying the donut. None of these are very fun. A lot of these are notes, I guess. I got some better stuff, I promise. How's your day going, Benny? I hope you're having a good evening. Let's see, the worst thing about hanging a mirror. I thought the worst thing about hanging a mirror was trying to get it level. But it turns out the worst thing about hanging a mirror is having to watch myself struggle while I do it. I got some good news. I got a DUI, and I was thinking it was bad news. But the lawyer says that I have to get SR22 insurance. So now I'm going to be flying a Blackbird. An SR22 Blackbird? It's a plane, right? I mean, that's what he said. If I were a hat, I'd be a hard hat. Freaking dating jokes. Let's see. Oh, I went to a funeral. I had to go to a funeral, and I didn't want to go alone. So I was like, all right, I'm going to bring a date, but I don't want to bring a nude. I don't want to go on a first date to a funeral, and it was kind of short notice. So I decided to go with an ex. Because it just felt appropriate. Alright, that's it for those notes. And I got other ones that I got way too many notes. That's just getting us caught up to October 1st. We got the last 3 weeks worth of notes. And trust me, it's disturbing. Oh wow, Perth Observer. I was thinking about you the other day. I was like, oh man, I haven't seen Perth in a quadrillion years. Down and out with stage 4 heart failure. Oh, that heart, it's all trying to be on 4 different stages at the same time. Gee whiz. Taking 2 years to find a doctor to help. Yeah, I always have problems deciding on which doctor. Date to a funeral as an ex. Man, that is so cool, because I was like, man, I wonder how Perth's been doing. Well, here's some things that'll help your heart fail. People ask me why I use 3 names. Because I go on stage, I have Jacob Lee Downey. And I tell them it's not 3 names. The first 2 names are 1 name. It's Jacob Lee. I'm trying to fit in with the younger generation. Yeah, my name's Jacob Lee. I'm on Be Real. I love food. I love food so much that I often wish that my lungs were a second stomach. Oh, someone told... Okay, let's write that right now. Someone told me that I was eating too much. They said, it looks like you're inhaling your food. I said, well, that's because I love food so much, I often wish my lungs were a second stomach. Shout out to Jeannie Kim and Tony. Check out Jeannie Kim on Facebook, and she does a live open mic on Sundays. And I try to get there in time. Today didn't work. I was out in the garden. Oh, and I don't know if I put the watermelon on Instagram or not. If I didn't, I'll do it next week, I prom. Oh, I went on a date and this girl asked me, if you're a comedian, how do you tell the difference between a real laugh and a fake orgasm? And I said, well, you don't. It's the same thing. I was thinking about doing a comedy special too. What do you think if I call it Jacob Lee Downey, live and cold filtered? Man, bananas. I don't like bananas because 1 minute bananas are your friend and the next minute they turn on you. I wonder if they're in the same gang as avocados. Lots of things make me mad. Now I need things to make me a scientist. I got a girl pregnant. I guess I can't say son of a bitch anymore. Oh, I met someone and we went on a date. Yeah, I met her on Anything and Everything QC WAP. That's a local joke because there's a Facebook group called Anything and Everything QC Swap. Having a computer problem, does that count as a window jam? Nope. That's an oldie joke from my old style stuff. Fresh jokes and still bringing the old style. Oh man, time keeps flying by. I'm gonna be dead soon, so I'm looking at afterlife options. I found a travel agent who works in religions. He said I should check out this thing where I get 72 virgins, and I said, nah, I need at least 73. Man, sometimes people ask me stuff, and I just have to tell them, look, do I look like a beaver? Do I look like I chew trees to make my home? Do I look like I know how to give a damn? Or do I look like a hockey player? Do I look like I glide gracefully over the frozen water, slapping my stick around? Do I look like I'm capable of giving a puck? Let me try one more time. Do I look like an exterminator? Do I look like the rodent version of Hitler? Do I look like I have the ability to give a rat sass? Sorry, I, tr I tried to say sass. Because, them rats, they're sassy. I hear Hawaiian Punch has a powdered drink mix. That should help for my... That should help me to make some punch lines. The powdered drink mix. The powdered Hawaiian Punch. I hear there's a new product called powdered Hawaiian Punch. That should help me make some punch lines. Yeah, that's better. Let's get fired up. We just built a monastery. Oh, I have an idea for Halloween. We're gonna pair 15 guys with one serial killer woman. We'll call it Survive Her. Uh, oh, I learned what love languages are. Yeah, this girl told me that her love language is gift giving. So I thought about it and I said, my love language is orgasms. My kink is also orgasms. I asked her if that's a red flag. She said it's more of a red barn. Oh, God, I finally finished potty training. Now I'm ready for the Olympics. I'm going for gold. Um, do I have to go to people heaven or can I go to cat heaven instead? With inflation, 30 G's is now more like 30 psh. My headstone will read, I got this. Oh man, I got a note here to write things that I want on my beer koozie. That'd make a great bit. If I had a good list, if I had at least 3 of them. I don't understand laws. Right? I mean, even if I read them, I don't understand them. So I just do something until someone tells me to stop, and then I hide it. And then it becomes a game of creative ninjaing. Ninja train. Then it becomes a game of active ninja training. Hey, when you live in a cottage, isn't all cheese cottage cheese? There's a party tonight. Massage me for details. Um, okay, so I got a show coming up, and a buddy of mine made this mask for Halloween that it's like a scorpion character from the video game Mortal Kombat. And so I have a couple jokes I've written for him. One of them, and I'll say it in my scorpion voice. Some of you may wonder why Scorpion is performing stand-up comedy, and it's because of it's part of my community service since I got caught in the bar telling women to get over here. And then I'd say, now that Mortal Kombat is woke, Shang Tsung's making me pick pronouns. And I guess that's a sex thing. So my pronouns are harder and deeper. Um, Oh, and I recently got some musical underwear. And when I take them off, they play Put Me In, Coach. I'm ready to play and tell jokes today. Put me in, Coach. Where's the live stream at? There it is. Okay. Um, so yeah, if you guys ever wonder, just tell yourself I'm a human art piece. I'm also in love with every single one of you for coming to the show. You guys are so cool. Oh, wow. Brooklyn made it. How's it going, Brooklyn OG? the, the rat joke. Bit of a tongue twister. Yeah, we're getting there. I mean, that's why I say these are things that I write and I save them for you guys so that they're fresh each week. I gotta have fresh jokes for you each week. And that's why I say, since it's been so long, I didn't even get through them all. But that's all right. I got 3 weeks worth of jokes plus whatever we get over this week. I'm going to feed to you. I mean, I even had one over on Mother Nature's stream that I want to tell next week. Just got to make sure I have some content. It's not that funny, so we'll get there. And yeah, I am pretty late at, but at least I got it, right? And so I'm gonna keep at it. Gonna keep at it because I enjoy seeing you guys. I enjoy the fact that you come by and get you charged up for the week. and we have a little bit of fun. All right, now I'm done having fun. You guys go out there and have fun. Make it a great week. You have the power to do so. I'll see you next